What's up? What's up? What it do? Happy Wednesday. Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Clarence Sports Talk with Jones, my podcast. I appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. I appreciate your support. Follow me. I follow you back on Twitter @_ Clarence Jones. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I subscribe to yours, my channel, Clarence Jones Sports Media. Check out my website. Visit my website, cjsportsmedia.com. All right. Happy Wednesday, man. Feeling good. Hope you're feeling good. Want to dive right into what took place on Sunday. College basketball, Michigan, Wisconsin. Coach Juwan Howard lost his cool and, got into a verbal argument with Wisconsin's head basketball coach. What's his name? Coach Greg Gard, and assistant coach of Wisconsin Badgers, Joe Krabenhoff. And, I couldn't wait to get on air to talk about this. I couldn't wait. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm wondering, what the punishment going to be, what they're going to do. And I was like, this is not a fire. I don't want to say he should get fired. I was thinking more like suspend it the rest of the season and suspend it if they make the tournament, suspend the tournament. Now, you may say, man, Clarence, you too harsh. That's kind of, too much, man, but I never seen nothing like that. I mean, people, when I'm talking to certain people about, what they witnessed their entire life watching college basketball or from the time they started. And I heard some people say they seen worse. I'm like, show me. Show me where you saw a coach in a basketball, college game throw a punch, chop punch. I call it a chop punch. It wasn't really like a actual like punch. It was more like a chop. Coach Juwan Howard, he's tall. I don't even know how tall he is, but it was like he kind of like stretched his arm out and literally reaches like a chop punch, like a chop, pow, punch. And, however you want to call it, pow, but, I never saw nothing like that. I mean, I've seen coaches throw chairs. I've seen coaches, have their way, man, just show their emotions, yell and, just walk, on the sideline back and forth. But I never seen it get worse than a punch. So that's why I was on the mindset of suspended the rest of the regular season and the entire tournament if they make the tournament. I'm not saying fire, but I was like, that was kind of wow, because how I look at it. And let's get into the punishment. By the way, so Juwan Howard was fined $40,000. Coach Juwan Howard was fined $40,000, and he suspended the rest of the remaining season, which is 5 games left for Michigan. Okay. And Coach Greg Gard, Wisconsin head coach, only got fined $10,000. And the assistant coach that got chop punch by Coach Juwan Howard, the assistant coach that got chop punch by Coach Juwan Howard, Joe Krabenhoff, no punishment at all. So that's the punishment. Coach Howard, 5 games, no, $40,000, but no fire. Coach Greg Gard, just $10,000, and Coach Krabenhoff, assistant Wisconsin coach, no punishment. Was it fair? Yeah. Like I said, I would have go a little bit more and say, tournament, because it didn't look good. You can't lose your cool. I get it. Wisconsin call a timeout, but on my end, I'm looking at this like Coach Juwan Howard, he was pressing. We're not talking about that. He was pressing. So Coach Greg Gard, going into the college rule book and, hey, if I call a timeout, that'll reset our, backcourt. We won't get like a backcourt violation. So fair is fair. I believe in, you coach your team on your sideline and I coach my team on my sideline. I'm a basketball coach. I wouldn't have took it no way if I was going against a coach and he or she called timeout on me, because they pressing me and my team so happen may beat the press, may not beat the press. I wouldn't get mad and be like, oh, why you call timeout for? Well, vice versa. If I'm pressing a team And it's like, little bit of seconds in the game. If I'm pressing a team, trying to get that back court and they call timeout, I'm not going to get mad and be like, oh, coach, why you call timeout? I was pressing your team. Why you call timeout? I just felt like Juwan, I don't know what went down, but he got to look at it both ways. I mean, you was pressing. You was pressing. Coach Greg Gard call a timeout. I mean, fair is fair. Like I said, he lucky not to be fired because when the rule came out yesterday, as far as like the ruling, what it's going to be, I was like, okay, $40,000 fine, suspended the remaining 5 games of the regular season, not national tournament, not March Madness. I was like, what if he wasn't Juwan Howard? What if it was me or you? Somebody that never played in the NBA, our name doesn't carry as much weight as Coach Juwan Howard. What would have happened to us? It don't take a genius. We would have been fired. We would have been fired on the spot, maybe the next day. But it just goes to show you, man, your name carries weight. I think if it was anybody else, name that don't carry weight, you a junior college coach, you a high school coach, your name don't carry weight like that, you fired. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I was like, dang, $40,000. Okay, spend the rest of the remaining 5 games of the season. All right. I was like, man, probably because he's Juwan Howard. Like I said, it was anybody else, me or you, junior college coach, high school coach, middle school coach, got caught in the news doing that, you fired. All right, Coach Juwan Howard names carry weight, and he's lucky to still have his job because he lost his cool, and I felt like that was unnecessary to go that far. Yeah, Coach Greg Gard shouldn't have touched him, while he was in the handshaking line. You don't want to do that. If anything, just good game coaching, you go on about your business. So Greg Gard was wrong for that. He had no business touching him. But then Juwan Howard, I was looking at the video, he had his finger in Coach Greg Gard's face. So I'm like, things just got heated. Like I said, Greg Gard, he kind of instigated it. You can make the argument. We all can say that, hey, he shouldn't have touched Coach Juwan Howard. I definitely agree with you on that. But the finger in the face, man, I mean, that just got things going even more. And then, Coach Krabenhoff, I don't know what was said to Juwan Howard or what Juwan Howard said to Coach Krabenhoff, but whatever was said, it caused him to throw a chop punch. I mean, he threw a chop punch, and I was like, wow. So Coach Juwan Howard is lucky to have a job, but you cannot let your emotions get the best of you. I mean, you was pressing. It's only fair that Coach Greg Gard coach his team the way he wants to coach his team. Coach Howard, you coach your team the way you want to coach your team. He had no business losing his cool. You was pressing. He called timeout to reset the clock, to avoid getting a backcourt violation. Come on, man. Fair is fair. But like I said, I wonder. All right, if that wasn't Juwan Howard, that was some regular coach, don't have an NBA experience, name don't carry weight, some coach that's first, second year on the job in college, just came from high school a couple years ago, got his first D1 job, D2 job, D3 job, and he so happened to lose his cool, and he throw a chop punch. What happens to that coach? Do he get the $40,000 fine, $40,000 fine with 5 games, suspension, or do he get fired? He gets fired. Let that sink in. All right, but yeah, Coach Juwan Howard is lucky to even have a job. Seriously, he's lucky he hasn't been fired. Name carry weight, man. NBA player, Michigan Fab 5. His name carry weight. It's obvious. All right, I want to talk about the NBA 75 all-time players list, the top 10 players list. I saw it yesterday. Kobe Bryant is number 10. LeBron James number 2. Michael Jordan's number 1. I don't like that. I don't like that at all because I don't like what we're doing with Kobe Bryant's name. I mean, Kobe Bryant deserved to be not no number 10. Then you go on and on. I'm hearing LeBron James talking with Kenny the Jet Smith about he, considered himself the GOAT when he beat the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Coming back from being down 3-1. And I'm like, I don't know, do I agree with that or not? Matter of fact, I don't agree with that because The argument can be made, and I'm going to write about this on my blog sometime this week on medium.com, cjsportsmedia.com/blog. You be to read it there, but I'm going to talk about this. LeBron said that when he beat the 2016 Golden State Warriors, coming back from 3-1, that made him the GOAT. Going up against, Curry, Draymond, Clay, not KD now. KD wasn't there yet. That made him the GOAT. And I was like, man, I can't agree with that, because the argument can be made when Kobe Bryant and his Lakers in 2010 beat the Boston Celtics. Now, we all remember how tough that Celtics team was. They responsible for the reason why LeBron left Cleveland and went to Miami, because LeBron couldn't beat Boston with the Cleveland Cavaliers roster he had. We talking the big four here: Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo. They had veterans on that roster. Tony Allen, Kendrick Perkins. I mean, the argument can be made, man. Kobe beat the 2010 Celtics in 7 games. LeBron beat the Warriors in 7 games. But then it goes to compare, that 2016 Warriors team versus that 2010 Boston Celtics team. Who would win? I'm going to get into that this week on my blog. I will. But Kobe, because, if he was here, God rest his soul, or, us Kobe fans, we all love Kobe. We can make the argument for Kobe and say Kobe was the GOAT. We consider Kobe the GOAT when he beat the 2010 Boston Celtics. That was a great team. That was veterans. That was a tough team to beat. Like I just said, they were so tough. LeBron had to leave Cleveland to go to Miami and stack up Bosh and Wade, all the 3-point shooters surrounding him, because that was the only way LeBron was going to beat that 2010 Boston Celtic team. He couldn't do it with Cleveland. You remember that last game, right? Cavaliers Nation, Cleveland Nation, walking off on the court, taking his jersey off as he going through the tunnel. He shake a few hands, gave a few hugs, and that was it. And the summer was miserable for you all, because you knew, hey, it's a possibility he won't come back. Then things just got heated. Once the decision came and LeBron made that, announcement on national TV and say he was going to team up with, D Wade and taking his talents to, South Beach. It was ridiculous, right? You were hurt. You cried. You were emotional. You burned your jersey. You did whatever you needed to do, to get over that pain. Some of you probably still not over that pain. Yeah, you got the 2016 championship, but LeBron kind of turned his back on you. And it all goes back to the 2010 Boston Celtics. They responsible for that. They're the reason why LeBron left. It wasn't nothing else. LeBron couldn't get past them. Kobe did. Kobe and his Lakers, 2010. Now we can say, hey, well, Kobe didn't have a big game in that game 7 of the NBA Finals of 2010, but he did a lot on defense, rebounding and defending. Now Kobe, like I said, he didn't have a monster game 7. I don't have the stats in front of me, but Kobe lead that team. Kobe got NBA Finals MVP 2010. Okay. Kobe did something LeBron couldn't do. So how could LeBron say him beating the Golden State Warriors in 2016 made him the GOAT when we see Kobe came back from a 3-2? Boston was up 3-2. Kobe, and the Lakers won game 6 and they won game 7. They had to win 2 games straight to win the series. Now I get it. The argument can be made it was more harder for LeBron to beat the Warriors, being down 3-1. I get that. But let's not forget what Kobe did also. That 2010 Boston Celtic team, who knows how long they would have stayed together if the Lakers, Kobe Bryant and the Lakers didn't expose them. I'm just saying. Fair is fair. So I look at the list and I'm like, Kobe should not be number 10. If we compare Kobe Bryant to Michael Jordan, shouldn't Kobe be at least number 2, number 3? I'm just saying, at least number 2. How could we say Kobe was the closest thing to Michael Jordan? When we make our top 10 list, he's number 10. We got LeBron number 2, who clearly reminds us of Magic Johnson. It ain't nothing about LeBron's game that reminds me of Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. There's nothing at all that reminds me, of Jordan. when I see LeBron play. I like the way LeBron play. I think LeBron is a great player. I think LeBron deserves to be in everybody top 10, but not number 2, not behind Michael Jordan. No. If you're going to put anybody behind Michael Jordan, that's Kobe Bryant. So that really bothered me. That offended me because Kobe's a what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-time NBA champion. And he won 2 without Shaq. Remember all those people, including me? I was one of those people. Oh, he can't do it without Shaq. Shaq got 3 final MVPs, they beat my Pacers, they beat the Sixers, and they beat the Nets. And Shaq got all 3 NBA Finals MVPs. Oh, we always like, man, Kobe couldn't do it. Now, some of you loyal Kobe fans from day one, you believe Kobe could have did it. But I'm not going to lie. I was one of the ones like Kobe couldn't do it. He can't do it without Shaq. No way. No way. So when Shaq left went to Miami, Kobe shut me up. He shut everybody else up that was saying he couldn't do it without Shaq. Beat the Magics, beat the Boston Celtics. How many times we can make the argument can be made? LeBron got to run away, got to stack his team up, got to add pieces and pieces here and there, add star talent players here and there. That's not the same for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant went through it all and proved that he can win it without Shaq. So let's be careful, take and consider it, man. Put some respect on Kobe Bryant's name when you arranging your list, your top 10 NBA players of all time, NBA 75. Kobe, not number 10. I don't have the list in front of me, but I remember seeing Kobe Bryant number 10, and that pissed me off, and I was ready to get on air today and talk about it. But like I said, I get into more of that on my blog. I'll be posting it again, cjsportsmedia.com/blog. I just kind of want to get it started, get it warmed up. I don't agree with that. Like I said, LeBron, I get it. He beat a tough Golden State Warrior team, but KD wasn't there yet. Now, if LeBron would have beat that team with KD, let's say KD joined the Warriors that year, 2015, 2016, now we may have an argument. But it was Curry, it was Draymond and Clay. Kobe Bryant beat Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Rajon Rondo and the crew. Are you kidding me, LeBron? You really the GOAT? And what gets me to LeBron is he got to always, claim that I'm the GOAT. Let others speak for you. Let others make that case. I mean, you shouldn't have to always go around, I'm the GOAT because of this. I'm the GOAT because of that. Let others do the talking. We'll do the talking. Like I said, I like LeBron games. I respect LeBron's game. He got game, but not number 2 behind Jordan. That's Kobe Bryant all day. 5-time NBA champion, beat a tough Boston Celtics team, a team that LeBron couldn't beat. Come on now. Come on. Wow. All right. That's staying on LeBron, King James. LeBron said that the door is not open in Cleveland. I'm sorry, the door is not closed in Cleveland. Doing an All-Star, talking to Kenny Jet Smith. I'm not sure directly where that came from. I don't know did that came from that Cleveland interview. I mean, did it came from that All-Star interview or pre-All-Star interview with Kenny Jet Smith? But I'm not sure when LeBron actually said this statement. I don't know, was he said it to Kenny the Jet Smith or he just said this on some type of other platform? But LeBron let it be known this past All-Star weekend that the door is not closed to return to Cleveland. He, making plans to play with his son. He wants to play his last year with his son in the NBA. So for any NBA team, hopefully it's my Pacers. Pacer fans, we got to be praying right now. LeBron already let it be known that if, that's the plan. The doors is not closed in Cleveland, but he plans to play with his son his last year. So let's pray my Pacers can draft his son. And we got LeBron. Who knows how far LeBron can take us, all right? Pacer fans, keep hope alive. Let's keep our thumbs crossed. Let's pray on it, all right? But look, if you're a Cleveland fan or you're a Cleveland front office, you're a Cleveland player, do you want LeBron to come back? You got to say yeah. You could be stubborn. Oh, he left us, twice. He left us for Miami, then he left us for LA. This would be the 3rd time. He probably leave us again. Let that go. Don't be stubborn. Don't let your stubbornness get in the way. If King James said the door is not closed, as far as returning to Cleveland, be happy. Smile. Plan a party. All right. Be happy. Don't be stubborn. You got a chance to get another chip with LeBron. I'm assuming if the Cleveland Cavaliers was to draft his son, I'm just saying, Yes, it's messed up that he left you guys twice for Miami and LA. But I mean, come on, can you blame him, man? Like I said, he couldn't. That 2010 Celtics team, man. Come on now. Can you blame LeBron for trying to get a chip? You know, how many times we've been on LeBron back? Oh, he can't get the chip. When he going to get the chip? Blah, blah, blah this. You know, LeBron got tired of hearing that. LeBron didn't want to know this. He didn't want to be like this, like some of the greats that don't have a championship ring. Like my favorite player of all time, Reggie Miller. Okay. Players like Karl Malone and John Stockton, Charles Barkley, you know, Allen Iverson. I mean, some of many of the great players that don't have the championship ring. LeBron didn't want to be in that category. So I'm not beating LeBron for stacking his team. I'm just saying, let's not forget what Kobe did against the 2010 Celtics. So if you're a Cleveland fan, LeBron can say the door is not closed, be happy. That means it's an opportunity you can get LeBron again when it's all set done before you hang it up. Don't let your stubborns mess this up. Don't start going on Twitter and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram talking about how you don't want LeBron. Oh, we good now. Y'all ain't good. You know? I mean, yeah, that Cavalier roster looked good, but y'all ain't win no playoff series yet. Come on now. LeBron said the door is not open. I'm sorry, the door is not closed. If LeBron said the door is not closed, be happy, plan your party, and celebrate. You may get him, may not, but at least he said that the door is not closed. Okay? The door is still open. It's a possibility you can get LeBron James. All right. I want to talk about the Steelers and coach Brian Flores. I like that, you know, he's on the roster for the Steelers. I think that's a great move. I love it. You know, he's the the defensive assistant? Defensive senior assistant / linebacker coach, Brian Flores for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Great move. Now, yes, he's overqualified for the job. Of course he is. Definitely overqualified. I'll be the first to say, man, you know, he deserved to at least be a coordinator. All right. But at least he got a job. And what's cool about it, he's still suing the NFL. So it's not like he dropped his case just to be on Mike Tomlin's coaching staff. I love it. I think the Steelers defense is going to be very tough to go against, whether you trying to run on them or you trying to pass on them. You got Mike Tomlin, who's defensive minded, and you got Brian Flores, who's defensive minded on the same roster. And it's not like he's just a linebacker coach. He's just, you know, defensive senior assistant. So he's going to have a lot of say and a lot of weigh in. So Steelers defense, I expect the Steelers defense to be tough. All right. But at the same time, I'm still watching this Brian Flores case to see how that go. To see how that play out. But man, I'm happy. I mean, Steelers, you know, Rooney Rule, you think about it, Rooney, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers, Brian Flores suing the NFL, discrimination, you know, against black, you know, because he's black, you know, he feel like, I mean, it made sense for the Pittsburgh Steelers to hire Brian Flores, not give him a job, earn him. You know, he earned it. Like I say, he's overqualified, but this ain't nothing the Steelers just call him and say, hey, we're going to give you this. No, he earned it. He should be a head coach right now. So it all makes sense. Rooney, Steelers, Brian Flores, his, you know, soon NFL. I like this. And I'm glad he had, you know, he still have a job and he's still suing the NFL. Because I would have been kind of offended if he had to end up, you know, dropping his case in order to get the job. I mean, let's say the NFL was to say that. I mean, how messed up would that be, right? Unfair, right? If he had to end up dropping his case to take the Steelers, you know, position. I love it. Okay. The college football playoff, unfortunately, will be remaining with only 4 teams until 2025. Okay. There was some rumors floating around about it could possibly go to 6 teams. It could possibly go to 8. I've been even hearing it getting crazy as far as 10 or 12 teams, but the college football playoff committee is going to be rocking with 4 teams until at least 2025. I was like, oh, man. You know, I'm a South Carolina Gamecock fan. I was really praying that they can adjust it to at least 8 teams, man. But when it's 4 teams, it's hard to get in. There's always that 5th team that probably could have been 4. I don't know. Like I said, I think college football playoff would be a whole lot better if they was to add at least 8 teams, man. At least 8 teams. When you go to 4, And I really was thinking that the college football playoff, football committee was going to pull this off, and it was going to add more teams. Because we've been saying this for for the past couple of, years now. I mean, the NFL literally just added one team to the playoff bracket. Now there's 7 teams instead of 6 teams. But the NFL literally just added one team. It's always been 6 teams from the NFC, 6 teams from the AFC, and they started the playoffs. Now they add that 7th seed. Come on, college football player. You couldn't add at least 6? At least 6. All right. All right, man. I've been talking to some Bengal fans, for the past 2 weeks now, making sure, y'all good. Because I know some of you still hurting and some of you still bothered about what went down in the Super Bowl. And all I'm hearing is, oh, we be back, Clarence. We be back, Clarence. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you this right here. It's not guaranteed you guys will be back. It's really not. Look at Dan Marino. He went 1 year and never got back. Dan Marino never went back. It's a possibility of Joe Burrow, the Bengals, can never go back. Oh, he's young. He got time to grow. They're going to add the offensive line. It's going to improve. They're going to pick up so-and-so. Yes, but why you saying that? You do realize the Chiefs is going to be much tougher this upcoming season. The Bills. Oh, the Bills is pissed off. The Bills is pissed. Okay, Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Pittsburgh Steelers just pick up Coach Brian Flores. I'm just saying. It's not going to be easy like that. It's not going to be easy like that. I mean, I would love to see the Bengals make another run, but it's just going to be so hard. I feel like the Rams got a more better chance of getting back than the Bengals. So be easy. I know you're a diehard Bengals fan and, you appreciate, the season, you guys had. But don't forget about Josh Allen and those Bills, Patrick Mahomes and those Chiefs. Lamar Jackson, Pittsburgh Steelers picking up Brian Flores, Tennessee Titans. Who know what they're going to do? All right. Broncos, they may get Aaron Rodgers. We don't know. Tom Brady may come back, go with the Colts. We don't know. So chill on that. Oh, we'll be back. The AFC is tough. NFC chances of making it is a whole lot easier than the AFC. Just keep that in mind. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you downloading. Again, follow me. I follow you back on Twitter @_Clarence Jones. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll subscribe to yours. My YouTube channel name is Clarence Jones Sports Media. Check out my website. Visit my website, cjsportsmedia.com. Also, be on the lookout for my blog this upcoming week regarding what I was talking about with Kobe and Braun and Celtics and Warriors. cjsportsmedia.com/blog/medium. Create you a Medium account and subscribe to receive all my blogs. All right. Have a great day. Have a sports day. Play some 2K, Madden. Just have some fun. Relax. Don't stress. Be safe. Peace.